celebrate what was Chicago. It's the 1998 St. Patrick's Day Parade. And now, here are your hosts, Joel Daly and Mike Kaplan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Live from Daly Plaza along Dearborn Street in downtown Chicago. We are at the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade, and we're not going to have any trouble talking today. The weather is fine. Mike Kaplan is along with me, and Roseanne Lefevre, and down on the we welcome you to another great day in Chicago. 20,000 marchers, 53 bands, 35 floats, and thousands, literally tens of thousands of people lining the street along Dearborn. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. We're glad to have you back. Last year, you were a little infirm.
Ill-laid, as they say. And Roseanne, of course, is the historian of local Irish lore, an expert on the parade as a former St. Patrick's Day Queen. We're always glad to see you, Roseanne.
Thanks, Joel. And we are happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Missed you last year.
Well, if you're not missed, then you know what's the use.
Right.
And Frank Matthew. Frank, let's go down and say hello to you.
Well, hi, Joel. Top of the noon to you, whatever it is we say on a day like this. If you ever feel like you run into a lot of Irish people, there's a good reason for it. The census statistics show that there are over 40 million people in America who have some Irish blood in them. That's like 1/6 of our population. So that's why you run into a lot of Irish people. And of those 40 million Americans with Irish blood, I guess, I don't know how many thousand are going to be here today, because it is a little bit nippy. But then again, you know what this is good for, Joel and Roseanne and Mike? Good for TV ratings.
That's right.
The people are home today.
What is the weather, Michael?
Well, we have sunny skies. Temperature is 29 degrees at the lakefront, so that'd be the closest to where our location is. And the wind chill, a nice toasty +2.
But there's warmth along Dearborn Street today. The parade is about to get underway. As our cameras already have shown you, there are a number of people with styrofoam green shamrocks. My guess is, because we can't read what it says, they have been given out by some political candidate. But they've been given out by the thousands, because there's an entire sea of green, a field of shamrocks blooming along Dearborn Street.
It looks great.
And I think we probably will see some political candidates with a St. Patrick's Day primary coming up on Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
And it's always kind of some political overtones in this parade, right, Roseanne?
There is. And of course, as you look at the history of the Irish, it fits, because that's how the Irish really started to make themselves known, is through their political parties.
I did a story yesterday on the number of judicial candidates who have Irish names, and many of whom have adopted them. Mm-hmm. And the explanation given me was that everyone loves the Irish. Now, except the British, I suppose, and vice versa. But there is that feeling that the Irish are the mediators. The Irish are the bridges between groups. And whether you believe that or not, we're going to say it today.
Well, everybody's sure happy downtown today, in spite of the weather and everything else. Lots of smiles on the faces, whatever their political dispositions may be.
Right, and a beautiful day. I mean, cold, but sunny. The sun is shining, and all the green and the green fountains and the green river. And I have to tell you, the group that dyes the river green, Mike Butler and his group, are being flown to Dublin to dye the Liffey green.
Is that right?
Is that a first time for them?
That is a first time.
They're taking the orange Kool-Aid out there now.
Exactly. They are taking the orange Kool-Aid to the Liffey River in Dublin.
We see the beginning of the parade now. The Chicago Mounted Police always lead the parade, and they are beginning to make their way toward our place here at the Daly Plaza. The reviewing stand is just across the street from us, and about 200 to 300 yards down the street.
Traffic today going reverse flow down Dearborn from Wack to Van Buren. Everybody heading south. You know, a number of times when I've been sent out to do stories on how cold the weather is, and you run into some of these policemen who are on the mounted patrol. They're always just as happy as can be to talk to you.
Today I saw them on the bicycles. I've never seen that before. They were dressed up in their bicycle outfits on Trek bike.
And now you can hear some of the cheers beginning. because people are here to have fun. And the nice thing about, as the mayor has now done, putting these important parades always on Saturday, is that school kids have an opportunity to come down and view it, because this is a tradition, part of our history, and it's an important part of our history. So here we are, at the beginning of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We believe it is the 43rd since the parade was moved downtown. That was in 1956.
Right, from the south and west sides, Mayor Daley brought them together. And the parade's always led by the Shannon Rovers, of course.
I hear them coming. I hear them coming.
And Jim Bruner is their band manager. And Bill McTighe is, and there's Tim Lefevre carrying the flag. And
any relation?
My brother-in-law. Actually, my brother Tom Finnegan's been practicing for years. It's first year marching with the Shannon Rovers.
Oh, great! What an honor.
It's hard to, I tell you, this Pete Conroy, who is the pipe manager, has his work cut out for him.
What a face.
To learn how to play the pipes is so difficult.
How often does this group get together to practice or
once
perform?
a week.
Once a week?
At least.
It's hard for me to translate someone blowing into a pipe that is not in rhythm with the music, because they're doing it all with their other hand and, of course, the bag of air.
What did you call me?
You heard me. And I neglected to say, because we did see him, Johnny Lattner always carries the banner at the head of the parade. Here are the sons and daughters of St. Patrick. Richard M. Daley, General Chairman, Mayor of Chicago. Oh boy, does he look happy. James Sloan is the Grand Marshal this year. Congratulations to Mr. Sloan. And of course, it's always kind of a push and shove and move up and move around kind of an assembly to get to the head of the line, to be near the mayor.
The mayor.
Right.
So St. Patrick himself.
He's got quite an entourage with him this morning, this afternoon.
He has Pat Young, the Commissioner of Water Reclamation District, Terry O'Brien, the President of the Water Reclamation District, Howard Carroll, Miriam Santos, John Stroger, Father Jack Wall from Old St. Pat's, and this is the Irish Fellowship float. And you see Governor Edgar, Donna Fitz, Lolita Didrikson,
yeah.
Michael Leahy, the mayor of Galway, Senator Durbin. There's John Kenny with the hard hat. He is our guest of honor.
He's the hero of Chicago. He saved us from the great underground flood.
Exactly.
Kenny Construction.
Right. And we also have Frank Sheridan, the Irish Consul General. And this is his last year in Chicago. We're going to miss he and his wife, Rita.
You saw a couple political signs in there.
Exactly.
I saw some of them umbrellas. They must have missed the forecast from last night.
We have Alderman Bill Banks, Sam Banks, Margaret Stanton McBride, and our Grand Marshal Edward Hanley of the Hotel Restaurant Employees Union.
How do they go about picking a Grand Marshal?
You know what? The board of the parade gets together about 6 months or so before the parade, and I guess they just go through who they think exemplifies the Irish in Chicago. And in this case, Edward Hanley has been known for all his generosity, especially to Maryville, and there's a good article about him in the parade book this year.
We have to go to a break, but the theme of this parade is the Irish worker, which, of course, Ed Hanley being the head of that big union is very appropriate. So we'll be back in a moment for live coverage from downtown Chicago of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Don't go away.
This portion of the St. Patrick's Day Parade is brought to you in part by Guinness, the perfect pint. Osco Drug. At Osco, you can count on people who care. And by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Imagine TV.
Hey, Mark, the floor's wet. We got a markdown in menswear.
Prices are falling during Mercury Markdown Mania. For just $243 a month for 36 months, drive Sable with a powerful V6. Plus, stop by your Mercury dealer for a chance to win one of 5 Mercuries, including the all-new 1999 Mercury Cougar.
Get it? Markdown.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
I'm Andy Jacob, president of Worldwide Financial. If you need cash for any reason and your credit's bad, Worldwide says, we'll get you out of debt and put cash in your pocket by Monday night during Worldwide's 5 Days to Financial Freedom, where we're loaning money to virtually any homeowner, no matter how bad your credit. But hurry, this offer ends Monday night, so call right now, 1-800-807-YES. Worldwide Financial. We say yes to cash fast when you need it most.
As you may recall, our visitor from the future is frantically trying to retrieve his phone because Earth isn't ready for such advanced technology.
With all of the great features already included, you can afford to use PrimeCo every day. And right now, get $50 off the new PrimeCo digital phones. And ask about PrimeCo's new monthly service plan starting as low as $9.99. Before long, everyone on the planet will own a PrimeCo phone.
Call 1-800-PrimeCo.
And welcome back. St. Patrick's Day Parade. Downtown Chicago, Joel Daly, Mike Kaplan, Roseanne Lefevre, and Frank Matthey down in the crush of humanity, this sea of green. And we're watching now the Irish Fellowship Club of Chicago. Actually, we're seeing the Mullane Irish Dancers.
But the Young Irish Fellowship Club did go by, one of the oldest social philanthropic organizations, more than 1,800 members. And they got a big party tonight, don't they, Roseanne?
Right, both do. The senior has their party at the Hilton, and the junior has their party at the Navy Pier, which is a great party to go to. And this year, the Irish Fellowship always gives out scholarships, and they honored their students from all over the high schools around the country, around the city that they give the scholarships to.
Now, the Mullane Irish Dance Group are 2-time world champion medalists in Irish dance, and how popular this has become because of River Dance and
Lord of the Dance.
Yes.
Yeah, Lord of the Dance.
That was my nickname back in high school.
Oh,
Lord
yeah.
of the Dance.
I can
That
see
is
that.
what I heard, Mike.
I was thinking about that. I thought, boy, when Michael Flatley was young taking Irish dancing lessons, I'm sure a lot of people gave him a hard time. Not so much anymore.
All right, let's go down to Frank Matthey, who has a very special guest.
Joel, absolutely a special guest. Father Jack Wall, pastor of Old St. Patrick's Church here in Chicago, the oldest Irish parish, if I remember, isn't it?
That's actually the oldest church in Chicago, Frank. It is, and it's happy St. Patrick's Day, too.
Well, same to you. Now, your weekend, in a sense, is just beginning, right? It extends all the way through Tuesday night at Old St. Pat's?
Right. March 17th, we have a wonderful event at the auditorium. It's called Sheemshin na Gael, and it's a celebration of Irish art and music and story, and we've got a world premiere of a young Irish composer by the name of Patrick Cassidy, Deirdre of the Sorrows, plus our own Chicago Trinity Dance Company. So it should be a wonderful evening.
Seats still available?
Seats still available. Auditorium Theater, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Thanks for asking.
Okay, say that again, that Gaelic you said?
Sheemshin na Gael.
And that it means?
It means Celtic art and music and story. An evening of Celtic art, music, and story.
Okay, Father Jack, well, where do the walls come from in Ireland?
The walls are from County Cork.
Oh, lovely area. Wonderful area.
That's a great place. Well, actually, that's where Cardinal George's family is from. He was just talking about it at the church today. He said his family's from County Cork.
Well, let's keep it in the family, right? Okay, Father Wall, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks.
And get yourself a hat, okay? All righty. Okay, Joel, back up to you.
Thank you, Frank. The Dailies are from County Cork as well. I think everyone is crowded in that southeast portion of Ireland.
I don't know. I think the West gives you a run for your money, too, Joel.
All right, we're seeing and hearing the first of the 35 bands, Brother Rice.
They're on South Pulaski, formed by Leo Henning and later by his son Patrick Henning. Outstanding group.
What a drum section.
Having been an old trombone player, and Joel, I'm sure you can appreciate this with your musical acumen as well. It is tough putting a nice cold piece of steel to your mouth and trying to play on a day like today.
I was an old trumpet player. Thick to my lips.
Yep.
There's Mercy Home for boys and girls.
And on the Mercy float is the David, Sarah, Katie, Patrick, and Elizabeth Gorecki, and Kenny, Craig, Keith, Shannon, Tommy, Julie, and Heidi Rose. And of course, the Mercy Home for Boys and Girls is a wonderful organization, and they have their
served over 18,000 young people in a history that spans a century.
Right.
Now, are your children in the parade today, Rose?
They are. They're number 20 on Old St. Pat's float.
They're coming up.
We've managed to miss them, I think, every year while we take a commercial break. We'll try to do better this year.
Now, the Mercy Home has a fundraiser tonight at the Palmer House.
They do. Actually, right after the parade, it's grown to be so big, they give them the whole 4th floor, and it's a great fundraiser and lots of different bands and lots of entertainment, and it's a family celebration. A lot of things for the kids to do too. There's John O'Gara, Kathy Taylor.
You know them all, Roseanne.
Well,
she does. She does. Either that or these people came up earlier before the parade, handed her a 20 and said, "Say my name."
Okay, you caught me.
Here's the CTA mini train. This is a special entry in St. Patrick's Day Parade for 1998. Little train moving down Dearborn.
That's kind of cute. Look at that.
That is cute.
Skokie Shop Rapid Transit, it says on the locomotive.
And this is Southwest Airlines, established in 1971. The founder, Herb Kelleher, another Irishman, and they've been in our parade 13 years. And it says they represent all areas of the airline operations in Chicago. They have pilots, flight attendants, reservations, agents, all their employees came out today for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
And again, the theme of this parade this year, Irish workers. And this company was voted the top company to work for in America by Fortune magazine.
Says here they posted a profit for 26 consecutive years. That's not too shabby.
No, not too shabby at all. The green and white balloons and the shamrock.
And, you know, it's really terrific for a corporation to get so involved in this civic event. I know it's good publicity, but on the other hand, they don't have to do it.
Right. You got a smiling airplane coming down Dearborn this afternoon.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to look at that 4-video set that's put out by Disney on the Irish, The Long Road Home. It's an excellent series. And this parade, with the theme being labor, they talk all about them working in the Pennsylvania coal mines, the levee down in New Orleans. And so, I mean, looking at the airplane jobs now looks a lot better than it did when they first emigrated over here.
How do you recognize these gentlemen?
Yes, this is the Hotel Restaurant Employees Union. That's Tom Hanley, who is the president, and today we are honoring his dad. And other notables were Jerry McPartland, John O'Gara, and...
Oh, here's the Channel 7.
Here's Tracy Butler, Phil Schwartz, Joel.
Mr. Food.
It was great to see him in the studio yesterday.
And there's Frank Matthew. Let's go down there.
Get it up. They got to slow this thing down or I'm going to get killed up there. Phil Schwartz, happy St. Patrick's Day, too.
Thank you, Frank. Having a great time out here. Actually pretty warm, if you can believe it.
And I see you're up here with the lovely Tracy Butler.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Madden.
Of definite Irish descent,
and
right?
Exactly, County Mayo, to be exact.
County Mayo and Mr. O'Food. Mr. O'Food! Come over here, Mr. O'Food. Nice to see you, Mr. O'Food.
It is my pleasure, sir.
Yeah, it's nothing like Chicago this time of the year, right?
Look, anybody that hasn't been in Chicago this time of year hasn't lived. I mean, there's only one place in the world, and that's right here, right now.
What are you cooking for dinner for us tonight?
I know. Tonight, I'm having somebody cook dinner for me.
Oh, what's it going to be?
What do you think it's going to be?
Better be corned beef and cabbage.
It's corned beef and cabbage and cocaine. It's the whole works.
And I got to get off of this thing, because...
Go ahead.
Okay.
We got Don Wade and Roma on there.
WLS Radio.
Along with Ro Kahn and Gary Meyer. I talked with Ro and Gary the other day on the radio. They were very concerned about this asteroid that was going to possibly destroy us in 2038. Or it's not going to happen. 2028. It's not going to happen.
Our happy companions.
There's Larry Nash, our fitness guru.
There's Ro and Gary. I I remember my first parade, it was just Fahey and me in a little car in 1968, and I was so proud. I thought, I have really gone to heaven. If only my father could see me now.
That's right.
Well, we'll take another break, and you stay tuned for more of the 1998 St. Patrick's Day Parade.
That's it.
On St. Patrick's Day, I think of my mother, God rest her, and my father, Tommy Ryan, who's still kicking up his feet at age 96. He was one of the founders of the St. Pat's Parade in the Shannon Rovers Irish Pipe Band. And I like to think about my church, St. Juliana's, on the northwest side, where I'm proud to serve as a deacon. And on this day, I'm proud to be a union plumber, because we're the ones who bring you the parade. And I hope you all enjoy it.
At Osco, we know that you have better things to do than wait for a prescription. That's why we have express prescription refill service. Unlike most drugstores, you can call in your prescription refill and we'll have it waiting for you when you want it. New technology and old-fashioned caring. At Osco, you can count on people who care.
That's the thing about Brown's. It tastes better. If Brown's chicken is what you crave, now's the time to come in and save.
Right now, for just $8.99, enjoy 8 big pieces of crispy Brown's chicken and any large side order. Try one of our new ones like Caesar salad, broccoli and cheese, cream spinach, hot cinnamon apples, or cheesy potatoes, just $8.99.
That's the thing about Brown's. It tastes better.
It's unanimous. Democrat John Stroger endorsed by Chicago's 2 largest newspapers. The Sun-Times praises Stroger for paying increased costs without raising property taxes. That's right, no raise in taxes. The Tribune also praises Stroger for not increasing taxes. Stroger's been endorsed by Mayor Richard M. Daley, the Cook County Democratic Party, Chicago firefighters, and the endorsements keep on coming. Punch 89 for John Stroger.
Midwinter, and politics is heating up Chicago as the primary election draws near. And ABC 7 News is right in the middle, examining the candidates, the issues, and conducting polls so you understand what's on the ballot. Then on election night, ABC 7 News will cover the big races from all corners, including continuous updates online at abc7chicago.com. For complete election coverage, watch ABC 7 News, Chicago's #1 news.
The queen of this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade. An interesting Irish name, Roseanne.
Right, Jennifer Battistoni.
Explain that, please.
Well, as we said before, we had lots of Irish and Italian or Irish and German, but this is the first time that we know of in history that we've had actually with somebody with an Italian last name, which is great. But she is the daughter of John Battistoni, who is the president of Battis Construction, and Susan O'Connell, her mom, is a police officer, and she's a junior at the University of Iowa, and her aunt is a 1976 queen. And this is the former queen's float.
Quite a few on there.
Quite a few former queens. It was sponsored by Dr. Malhas and his wife.
That is not one of the queens,
No,
by
I
the way,
don't
ladies
think
and gentlemen.
Oh my, what a crew. We saw the local 150 float.
St. Joseph's College out of Rensselaer, Indiana. They've been in the parade for 13 years. They promote Chicago area alumni, which now numbers over 3,000.
And riding on that float is, marching with that group is Jim Madden, who's the president of Ryder Dickerson Printers, and he's the past president of the Irish Fellowship Club and on the board of St. Joseph's. And we should mention we had a lot of former queens on that queen float: Florence Gallagher Babishek, Pat Kavanaugh, Mary Ward Klakowskis, Catherine Hughes Malhas, Colleen Thompson Bruckner, Catherine O'Connell Green, Colleen O'Dwyer, and many more.
All right, here's the Kilty Band, the Stockyard Kilty Band. The pipes, they are a-playing.
Let's go down to Frank.
Yeah.
I've got really an interesting story for you. Two sisters came walking up to me. This is Sharon O'Brien and Karen Bynum. And they've got this sign here, Kilgobnich, County Kerry, Ireland. This is what?
Our grandmother's family's from Kilgobnich, County Kerry.
And something neat is going on there right now.
They're watching the parade over there. They watch it every year. And Karen and I spent Thanksgiving there and told them that we would carry the sign to say hello from Chicago.
I mean, they get us over there on tables?
Yep, yep.
So they're watching you right
Hopefully
now.
so.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Sullivan. Hi,
The magic of satellites. One thing with the Queen this year, you know what dawned on me? Now we can say "Tappa buongiorno." All right, back upstairs.
Okay.
We're still watching the Kilty Band.
And the local 150, William Dugan's president, in their float.
Here's the International Union of the Operating Engineers. That's a great float.
Yeah, look at that.
It is a great float with the trucks.
All the heavy equipment is much in evidence in Chicago as it continues to grow. New buildings everywhere. There's some of our political signs.
Right, and following, here we go. Here's the old St. Pat's float.
All right, where are your kids?
Oh, they're sitting in the front and they're walking on the side. And we have Annie and Jack Gordon, Genevieve, Connor, Sarah, Michael, Rick, Laura, Amy, and Kate Lefevre, Henry and Charlie Nolan, Barrett, Emmett, Caroline, Lizzie Finnegan, and the marshals are Tom Gordon and Terry Lefevre.
Those Lefevres are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
You can't keep them down. We're going to take a quick break now. Our coverage of St. Patrick's Day Parade 1998 will continue. Don't go away.
As a lifelong member of the Plumbers Union, who's sponsored the parade for the last 54 years, I'm proud to work on the St. Patrick's Day Parade every year. This year, I'm privileged to be the parade coordinator. That means making sure that the 20,000 marchers, 53 floats, and 83 marching units are all in the right place at the right time. So wish me a little luck and top of the morning to you.
Here's what real people think about Ginkgoba.
Ginkgoba's helped me remember phone numbers, names.
The natural supplement Ginkgoba safely helps sharpen your concentration, mental focus, even memory.
I think Ginkgoba's helped clear my mind. It just cleared the cobwebs out.
Think better. Think Ginkgoba.
Hey, whatever you're doing, feel more alive doing it with Vitasana multivitamins. A combination of vitamins and minerals plus pure ginseng, clinically shown to give you vitality. Vitasana gel caps, full of vitamins, minerals, and life.
Save up to 80% by buying factory direct at the Jewelry Exchange in Elmhurst. Diamond tennis bracelets are just $200 per carat. Diamond studs are just $400 per carat. Anniversary bands are also just $400 per carat. The Jewelry Exchange imports their diamonds direct from site holders and is the leading manufacturer of semi-mounts, anniversary bands, pendants, earrings, tennis bracelets, and invisible settings. Only the Jewelry Exchange gives you both a low price and double value guarantee. That's the Jewelry Exchange in Elmhurst. 630-530-9490.
Hi, I'm Harriet Hartley for Eddie Z's Express Blinds. And this week, we're having a huge blind sale.
Not just any blind sale, Mariette, because this week it's buy one, get one free. Select verticals, buy one, get one free. Symphony honeycomb shades, buy one, get one free. Even Hunter Douglas light line minis and country wood blinds, all buy one, get one free. And if you shop at home, you'll get an extra $50 rebate. Call 1-800-4BLINDS now.
Eddie Z's. Nobody does blinds and drapery better. Nobody.
We've got a lot of things from Best Buy. You should make our house a Best Buy house.
Ma'am, we're the Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team.
Come on in.
In order to declare your house an official Best Buy house, we're going to need to take a look around. Is that okay, ma'am? How would you classify the selection?
Large. I needed a scanner and a fax machine.
Surround sound?
Yes.
Congratulations. Here's your plaque. Here's your certificate. And if you'll initial right here for the optional yard sign.
The optional what? This is a yard sign.
The Best Buy house. Now that's a great idea.
It's so big.
There's a tear in my eye, and it's not from being sentimental over St. Patrick's Day. It's a west wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Whoa, is it blowing through the Daily Plaza. But we're not complaining. We have a great parade here. Roseanne and Michael at my side, and Frank Matthew down there in the crowd. living dangerously. Look at this, a leprechaun.
A leprechaun on rollerblades.
Speaking of living dangerously.
Just a couple of minutes ago, we had the Daily Senior Junior Debutantes Baton and Drum Corps, and one of the twirlers had a flaming baton. Now, that would be what you need on a day like today.
A great way to keep warm. You look at the leprechaun, and I had to tell you a funny story about this Jill
You're not going to tell the leprechaun story, are you?
No.
Don't tell that leprechaun story.
No, there's this...
How long have you been believing in leprechauns?
Well, of course you have to believe in leprechauns, especially today. But no, this Jill O'Brien, she has a little boy, and he went to school, and in the music class, they said, do you know what a harp is? And he said, sure, it's an Irish beer.
He was right.
He was right.
Up the Irish Lolita Diedrichson. What does that mean? That's...
Yeah, exactly. What does it mean? We better check with the PR person.
All right. Well, the politicians have always made an interesting appearance in all of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. My recollection, well, the most interesting one was when then State's Attorney Ed Hanrahan was trying to make peace with Mayor Daley.
Exactly.
Mayor Jay Daley. And as he passed the reviewing stand, he released a cage of doves.
Right. I remember that. I think that was the year I was queen, actually.
Is that right?
I think so. Because I remember that. He lifted up his hat, like you say, and the doves came flying out. It's very good.
I hear the sounds of St. John's Northwestern Military Academy band coming down the road. They've been a long-time participant.
Actually, it's a combined school now. St. John's and Delafield, along with Northwestern of Lake Geneva, merged, and the two schools are now one. My son went to Northwestern, and Dan Rostikowski is one of the well-known alumni of St. John's.
Right. And it's this group of 375 cadets is under the leadership of Cadet First Captain Wyatt Kazan of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and traditionally is the largest group in the parade.
Yeah, they do just keep coming and coming and coming down Dearborn.
Well, they got two schools full now.
And leading the proud long gray line of cadets is Mayor General R.H. Smoke Spanger.
They have been cited a number of times by the parade committee for their precision and their appearance in the various St. Patrick's Day Parade, and you can see why. Young men, high school age, my recollection is it's really like an ROTC program, so they then can go on to various military academies, and it gives them a tremendous education, very small class sizes, and the discipline that some young people today seem to need.
Well, and as Joel said, every year prizes are awarded to the best entries in the parade, and they're presented at the annual Corned Beef and Cabbage Parade fundraiser, which is usually held in November. Now it's been held in January, and it's a chance to recognize all these groups who do an excellent job putting together their unit.
So what, they'd have like an award for best float,
right,
best marching unit, and so on.
Well, I would say this group is in the running again.
Absolutely.
375 cadets under the leadership of Cadet First Captain Wyatt Kazan of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
And you said your son went there?
Yes, and he was an officer, as a matter of fact. He got the sword, which I just got out of the basement the other day to get back to him. I don't need his sword. He's very proud of it. Some more Irish dancers now from the Trinity Irish Group. They've participated in this parade over a dozen years now. Lovely costume. The whole idea is to promote the Irish culture, both traditional as well as the progressive Irish dance. What is progressive Irish dance?
Well, I suppose that must be following in the steps of River Dance and Lord of the Dance, because, I mean, they've certainly eliminated some of the rules, or I should say relaxed some of the rules when you look at those electrifying performances.
Frank has a guest down on the street. Frank?
Yeah, hi. Hi, we are down here right now with actor Shay Duffin, who's in Chicago right now, starring in the Brendan Behan Confessions of an Irish Rebel at the Mercury Theater, right?
Right, I'm having a grand old time. What a parade. You know, I was here 20 years ago, and I marched with His Honor, the original His Honor, Mary Daly.
Richard the First.
And he, yeah, exactly. And he got me my green card, which was one. Yes, he was responsible. He pushed me in the right direction, and I've been living here ever since.
Now you're also right now in Titanic.
That's right, and I was freezing then, and it's cold, but it's the warmth of the people here is just wonderful.
Just to help the people out, what part did you play in Titanic?
I played the saloon owner, where they were all gambling for the tickets before they get on the boat. And I thought, the Titanic leaves in 5 minutes.
You're an Irishman?
Well, I was an Irishman playing an Englishman. But however,
was that hard?
No, not at all, not at all. And 10 wonderful weeks I did for 17 seconds of screen time.
Okay, so Brendan Behan, very briefly, the play, what's it about?
I come on as Brendan. We have the same sort of map of Ireland face.
You look exactly
and he was a neighbour of mine.
He was?
He was. I grew up knowing him. I even wear his shoes on stage.
Yeah.
And I come on as him, telling his life story, and I end off as him, and, you know, going off to die. Like the old bear going off to his cave to die on his own. But then I come back and I talk to the audience. Let them say that I'm all right.
Well, Shay Duffin, have a nice run here in Chicago.
Pleasure. It's nice to be back
Thanks
here again.
for stopping by.
God bless.
Okay, Joel, Mickey Kaplan, and Roseanne.
Oh, tell you, I love to hear that broke. He's right out of this sod there, and look at that face. Another dance group.
This is the Gavin School of Irish Dance, established in 1994, and they've participated in the parade for 2 years, and their founders, Bernadette Gavin and Maureen Yauger, and they have Jim Daly and his family. All these little dancers are just unbelievable. In fact, it's talking about Irish dancing and the resurgence or the Renaissance. They said Lord of the Dance sold more videos than the 101 Dalmatians last Christmas.
Did it really?
But we're going to have to take another break, so don't go away for the 1998 St. Patrick's Day Parade.
When they announced I had been selected Queen of this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade, I immediately burst into tears. So many beautiful young women took part in the contest, and I am proud to represent them and all young people of Irish descent. This is a St. Patrick's Day that I will never forget for the rest of my life. So if you see me pass by in the parade, give a wave and shout, Erin go bragh. Thank you, Chicago.
This is Imagine TV.
Hey, Mark, the floor's wet. We got a markdown in menswear.
Prices are falling during Mercury Markdown Mania, like Villager with 1% APR or $2,000 cash back, or great savings on Mountaineer. Plus, stop by your Mercury dealer for a chance to win one of 5 Mercuries.
Get it? Markdown.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
At Osco, we know that you have better things to do than wait for a prescription. That's why we have express prescription refill service. Unlike most drugstores, you can call in your prescription refill and we'll have it waiting for you when you want it. New technology and old-fashioned caring. At Osco, you can count on people who care.
Are you considering a second mortgage, borrowing money to pay other bills, or consolidating your bills? That may not be the best way for you to get out of debt. Another mortgage or a $400 a month bill consolidation plan means you're still in debt. My name is Peter Francis Geraci. I get people out of debt. Mortgaging or consolidation may keep you in debt for another 5 or 10 years. Dial my free 24-hour bankruptcy info tapes now.
312-332-1800.
For Cook County Board President, Democrat John Stroger. He balanced the 98 budget with no new taxes or fees and no increase in property taxes.
Stroger, 1,000 fewer guns on the street because of his tougher county gun laws, and with Sheriff Sheehan, he created the first boot camp for nonviolent offenders.
Oh, John Stroger. He put an ex-Secret Service man in charge of fighting waste, mismanagement, and corruption. And it's working.
John Stroger said he'd get tough on selling tobacco to kids, and he kept his word. I'm voting for Stroger because he's right.
love that band. Oh, yeah, St. Rita's High School. A rare opportunity for us to hear a band play. They usually strike up just at the reception area for all of the dignitaries.
Don't take that personally, though, Joel.
I do.
I agree with you. I think the bands are one of the best parts of the parade.
Cindy Great, band director at